Okay, my name is Jeromo. I'd like to welcome you to Jeromo Live. This segment is called How Can I Help You? The theme song is Nobody Knows. Today, this special broadcast is going to be on Women Make Yourself Victim Proof. And we're going to talk about how you can do this. Now we're gonna kill the music a little bit. All right. Now, I'm sure you've heard about in the news lately one episode where 15-year-old girl was raped by 15 or so attackers, and while other people stood around and just watched. First, this will let you know that even if you're in a crowd, you can be taken advantage of, and you would not necessarily expect for anybody to come to your aid or come to rescue you. The next episode is where a sex offender, after spending 15 years in prison, was released. And after a couple of years of young women going missing in the neighborhood, they finally tracked it back to him and found six different dead bodies in or on his property. Now, this is in a neighborhood where other people stay, and he was able to get away with killing young women after he had abducted and raped them. And so, as I said before, this particular program is in an effort to help you women to make yourself victim proof. Now, let's visit one of the mental processes. There are many out there, but we're going to visit a particular one during this broadcast of the mental process of a person who kidnaps, rapes, and murders. The initial phase is the sexual urge itself. After the initial sexual urge, which is natural, insanity takes hold. There's the dismissal of responsibility for the actions and the commitment to victimization and abduction. Next, the will to dominate another person. This can mean this can mean anything from a vicious attack to drugging their victims. Then there's the moments of bliss and the actual acts of conquest. And this is where the actual rape is taking place, and whatever the perpetrator or attacker decides to do to you, that's what is done. Then the last phase of insanity is cleanup and disposal. And this is where they either drop the victim back off, which sometimes is rare, or they take their lives and proceed to hide the body in some undisclosed location. We live in a dangerous world, and being kidnapped, raped, or murdered is not a crime that just singles out women or children. Increasingly, men are being counted among the victims. More than likely, men will not report the fact that they've been raped or that they've been abducted, feeling that it would diminish their manhood. But they have to live with the psychological trauma of this having happened to them nonetheless. So it's not just something that happens to women. Even though this broadcast is addressed to women, I'm going to imagine that any man that sees the broadcast will understand that he's at risk also when out and about. The only thing to do is to make yourself victim proof. If you can take a self defense course, and even if you can't take a self defense course, you can carry mace, bear repellent, stun gun, or a taser. Now, I have a few of these items here so I can show them to you. This is mace. It comes in this little pouch where you can, and as you can see, it's easily accessible. Okay? It's just a little tube, basically a pepper spray. It fits into this little carrying case. It has a red handle on the top that allows you to switch the handle to the on position, and then it's ready to fire. But I would suggest that any of you ladies pick you up one of these. Matter of fact, I had a guy on Hub pages, not Hub pages, I'm sorry, on Facebook after I posted the notice about getting mace. He suggested that bear spray, which is a more potent form of repellent, should be used. And he says if it can stop 1,000-pound bear on the ski slope, then it should be able to stop an attacker. Now, as you can see, there's a small hole here for your finger. It goes in here, or your thumb, and you've got your finger. Whenever you're walking between your car or you're out and about, you want this in your hand, and you want to have your fingers on the trigger at all times. Next, we have a stun gun. Now, this is a stun wand that can also be used somewhat as a club, as well as a method of stunning, electrifying someone. And as you can see, this thing works quite well to drop an opponent. You want to hold that button down for anywhere from 4 to 5 seconds to give them ample enough juice through their body so that you can get away, leave their presence, and go home. This is a smaller stun gun here that can be carried, and it also has a light in it. Okay? Now, either one of these, and they have several different kinds, and like I say, including they also have tasers. Tasers are sometimes quite expensive, so you might just want to get yourself a stun pistol. This is a baton. Now, it goes from something small to something this long that can keep your attacker away from you. It is made, this one is made out of aluminum. They have them made out of steel. Now, in some jurisdictions, these things are considered to be illegal. But, truth be told, I would rather face a charge that is subject to be dropped in court once the circumstances are revealed, because you do have the right to protect your body and your person against attack. And if you feel the attack is imminent, you have the right to do that. And I'm quite sure in most jurisdictions, though this may be a charge that would be lodged against you, if these things are considered deadly weapons, those charges will be dropped. The police can't be everywhere at all times, and if they're not there to protect you, you have got to be able to protect yourself. Now, like I said, this is an array of self-defense mechanisms that you can use to protect your life. Now, these things are not for show and tell. In other words, you don't show them to the attacker and then tell them to back off. The mace or barrel repellent is always at the ready when you're out and about. If approached by an unknown person, male or female, command them to stop at least 4 feet from you. If they refuse to keep coming, then you want to spray them with the mace or the bear repellent. After they have been incapacitated by the spray, position yourself behind them so that they will not be able to grab you and possibly rub their eyes clean with your body. You want to position yourself behind them, and then you want to use the stun gun in the mid-back or preferably on their bare neck. Hold the trigger at least for 4 seconds. Then go home. The whole purpose of the victim proofing yourself is to be able to make it back home after you've been out and about. You can go to Hub Pages and /Jeromo and find a hub entitled Safety First Now to get more information on how to stay safe. Another tip for women especially is to always travel in groups of 3 or more when out at night. If it's just the 2 of you, travel in the same vehicle. Like I said, this is all about you keeping yourself safe. You want to get either stun gun, stun baton, you want to carry mace with you, and like I say, this is another version of a small stun weapon. But you want to make sure that you're safe, that you can make it back home with your family, so we won't be reading about you as a statistic. Like I say, my name is Jeromo. This is Jeromo Live. The name of these particular segments is How Can I Help You? Hopefully, you've been aided in what you need to do in order to protect yourself when you're out and about. Please, if you go to Hub Pages and read the other information, it was put out by a police officer, and that's Safety First Now on Hub Pages by Jeromo. Look that up, and see, this will be posted on YouTube so that you can have Avail yourself of it anytime you get ready. Until next time, Jeromo out.